On Osrc News at 7, more trade unions pledge support for Ayedatiwa ahead governorship poll. Over 400 people with disabilities benefit from Odatiwa Women Empowerment Initiative. Presidential compressed natural gas project targets 250,000 vehicles annually. And from the foreign scene, Kenyan President Ruto names 11 ministers for new cabinet. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news at 7. I am Oyewumi Ayinigbara. Two non-political groups in Ondo State have pledged their support for the All Progressives Congress APC and Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa ahead of the November 16 governorship election. The groups, the Ondo State chapter of the National Butchers Union of Nigeria and the Ifesuwapo Elders and Youth Forum, made a declaration at separate courtesy visits to the governor in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Government House correspondent Zimo Ebieme was at the event, but we'll bring you the reports in the course of the bulletin. Over 400 living with disabilities in Ondo State have benefited from food items presented by the Special Advisor designate to Governor Ayedatiwa on Women Affairs, Mrs. Sheung Osamaye, handing over the items to the beneficiaries during an interactive session held with the special people in Akure South local government area. The governor's aide, who led Odatiwa Women Initiative, assured that the present administration is committed to the welfare of the people. Omoniola Mbiji reports that the team was also at the palace of Osolo of Isolo, Oba Edward Adewole, before the commencement of the event.
Immediately, her name was announced as Special Advisor Designate to Governor Ayedatiwa on Women Affairs. Mrs. Sheung Osamaye swung into action by ensuring that no segment of women in the state is left untouched in this present administration. Osamaye led Odatiwa Women Initiative to Osolo's Palace in Akure South local government to interact with people living with disabilities on their plights. Impressed with the large turnout, the governor's aide reminded them of Governor Ayedatiwa's concern about their well-being, which, according to her, informed the visit. She encouraged them to stand by the governor, adding that their voices would be taken to the decision-making table for immediate action.
We are going to be developing ideas, innovations, strategies through which all women in the state can be carried along, can be encouraged, to enjoy government. You can see that the female people with disability here today, they are so happy, they are so excited. They are happy, they are enthusiastic, they are encouraged that government has come down to them to visit them. They are happy that the governor is ready to prioritize their social welfare.
Transition Chairman, Akure South Local Government, Binga Fashua, and others lauded the support of Governor Ayedatiwa to women in society.
Coming to attend to the needs of our people in Akure South Local Government was huge. And for me, I feel there's a need for us to reciprocate this love to the governor, coming to our aid, particularly the people with disability.
Beneficiaries led by board chairman, Agency for Welfare of People Living with Disability, Folashade Arishi, expressed appreciation to the governor for responding to the yearnings and aspirations of the people.
We want to appreciate our governor for empowering, for giving us this palliative to all women with disability in Ondo State. We appreciate it.
The team had earlier visited Osolo of Isolo, Oba Edward Adewole, to intimate him on their presence in his domain. This visit relative distribution are expected to be replicated across the 3 senatorial districts of Ondo State. Omoniola Mugiji, Osrc News.
And I will bring the full report on Ondo Butchers Union, Ifesowapo. And we told you that the groups and the Ondo State chapter of the National Butchers Union of Nigeria and Ifesowapo Elders and Youth Forum made a declaration at separate courts of visits to the governor in Accra, Ondo State capital. And Government House correspondent Zimo and BME was there, and the report is presented from our studios.
The chairman of National Butchers Union, Sikirulai Ainde, said members of the union have resolved to work for the All Progressives Congress APC and ensure victory for Governor Aiyedatiwa. He said they are a united front willing to contribute their quota towards the development of Ondo State.
We are a separate person. No me as a separate person. No as a separate person.
Responding, the governor, represented by his deputy, Dr. Olaide Adelami, tasked them on massive local breeding of cows to support the government's drive for food security.
Yes, Manuta and we should pay a Sini or Wambi, Ondo State, or part of the Southwest. Every state of Nigeria, we want to see Malu. And other see, maybe it will help us. Saying, don't let it move to tomorrow, Malu project, if I can. And you know, I just see Malu. It's very and
Similarly, the Ifesowapo Elders and Youth Forum, led by Chief Surajuddin Otugiga, said they believe in the developmental plans of Governor Aiyedatiwa for the state and would like such to continue for the next 4 years. Otugiga urged the government to pay more attention to rural roads in Ore and its environs where their members abound.
Tí ẹ bá ṣe kọ́ tó sì kọ̀ sí ìlú Ọ̀rẹ́ kan tẹ̀ bá mú ìdí àdúgbò bíi méjì àmẹ́ta ẹ mọ̀ pé à ń sọ́fà lọ́rẹ́ à ń sọ́fà so abẹ́ yìí ìjọba yìí ẹ bá wá ṣe àtúnṣe sí agbára náà dẹ̀ fún mi lágbára láti ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ọjà tí ẹ bá dé ọjà lásìkò òjò yìí ìmọ̀ọ́ká Eṣe ibi tí wọ́n ti ń pawó ribiribi ni kò sí àtúnṣe kankan. Ìpè mọ́tò máa ń dé bí òsì àwọn olóbì yẹn yóò padà àìmọye accident.
The governor thanked the Ifesowapo Elders Youth Forum for their support, promising to continue to prioritize the welfare of the people of the state.
Government ò gbàgbé yín rárá àwọn ipa tí Ọ̀rẹ́ ń kó nínú ìbò of the whole of Ondo State, and the government already is planning to see how the infrastructure of the area will be upgraded. There's a high crime rate ní Ọ̀rẹ́. Torí pé àwọn àlejò tó wá láti different parts of the country mo mọ̀ pé ọmọ nílẹ̀ ọ̀dún fẹ́ kí ìlú ń bàjẹ́ but àwọn tó wá láti káàkiri bẹ́ẹ̀ Nigerians náà ni wọ́n àkọsílẹ̀ lè agree pé aláti gbé pọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ kan ṣe pé wọ́n ń gbé pọ̀ pẹ̀lú wa wọ́n lè wà máa pa wá lára so we have a Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn tẹ́yìn náà ti mọ̀ so it's noted so I think tó bá máa require to build more security posts that will be done and also increase the men in boots tí wọ́n máa post sí Ọ̀rẹ́ so that kálàfíà lè
The governor appealed to the two groups to go back to their various communities and continue to campaign for the All Progressives Congress.
You're still watching Osrc News at 7 after the break. Presidential compressed natural gas project targets 250,000 vehicles annually. Please to join us then.
Don't worry, we'll talk later, yeah?
Buddy,
how far?
give me small spot, I beg. Make I play game, I beg.
Oh, yeah, now.
Thanks, G. Yo, season 5 don't come out.
Buddy, how far now? I got you.
Buddy, I beg, make I connect, I beg. I need to stream.
Hey, what's that now?
Enjoy 100% data bonus with night data. Dial *312# to enjoy.
Power your relentless ambition with ultra high-speed data.
Glow Unlimited.
Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative (PCNG) is set to be mobilized to all 36 states by the end of this year. Converting petrol-powered vehicles to CNG is said to be a cleaner and more affordable alternative. The PCNG's Program Execution Coordinator You can watch us live on our website at www.osrc.ng, and you can follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative (PCNG) is set to be mobilized to all 36 states by the end of this year. Converting petrol-powered vehicles to CNG is said to be a cleaner and more affordable alternative. The PCNG's Program Execution Coordinator, Larry Oworu, announced this at a rally held at the Mando Interstate Terminal, Kaduna, where 100 conversion kits were distributed to Commercial Transport Union members. According to him, the initiative targets commercial vehicles with partners in various states, aiming to convert 250,000 vehicles per year starting next year. He stated that the conversion kits, worth over 1 million naira, would be free for transport unions towards reducing transportation costs for the masses. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has closed down a bakery for using unfortified sugar and banned bromate in Sokoto State. NAFDAC State Coordinator Gariba Adamu said it is discovered that the bakery was using saccharin and unregistered foreign sugar as a sweetener along with banned bromate in their productions. According to him, the items were seized for destruction and the bakery shut down until it complies with regulations and directives. Adamu emphasized that only fortified registered sugar containing vitamin A with micronutrients and other vitamins are allowed to be sold and consumed in Nigeria in accordance with the federal government policy enforced by NAFDAC and other government agencies. He added that the operation will be extended to local government areas as part of the agency's efforts to ensure that hygienic foods are sold. He called on the public to be wary of patronizing unregistered products and always report any suspicious practice and contaminations to NAFDAC. Islamic clerics have harped on the need for peaceful coexistence in Nigeria, attributing this as bedrock of society development. The message resonated as Iranipo of Isikon Obaoluwagbemiga Lofia Demula joined Muslim faithful at Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Central Mosque for the observance of Jumat prayers. The Amir Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Nigeria, Alhaji Abdulaziz Alatoye, tasked the monarch not to relent in strengthening brotherhood among his second people. Osrc's Zaid Aribisala reports.
It's yet another time for Muslims to converge for the weekly Friday Jumat prayers at Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Mosque, located at Iralepo Layout, Isinkon. This week's edition is, however, a special one, as the Iralepo of Isinkon, Oba Oluwagbemiga Olofia Demula, and his council members joined the congregation to seek the face of God. In attendance are national officials of the Muslim organization who have come to receive the august visitor. Delivering the Friday sermon, the Imam, Maulvi Sulaiman Abdulhakim, enjoined worshippers on neighborliness, commitment to development of their faith and community.
The sermon for today teaches us to, first of all, live together as one family, because in actuality we are one family. In the history of mankind, we always trace back our genealogy back to the time of Adam or the early people who have lived. Before the religious set in, different belief, different doctrine. But then, without living together in peace, we cannot preach religion. Without peace, there cannot be even the sense of belonging to any sect or any religion you want.
The monarch joined the faithful in the observance of the 2 rakat prayers. After the prayers, the national head of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of Nigeria, Alhaji Abdulaziz Alatoye, represented by the missionary in charge, Maulvi Adnan Tahir, commended the monarch for building bridges geared towards development.
Islam teaches us that you cannot become a true Muslim unless until you take care of your neighbor. Talk less that neighbor is Christian, Hindu, whatsoever religion he belongs to, or whatsoever race he belongs to. As a human being, this is a responsibility of a Muslim to take care of his fellow being, to provide peace in society, and to be ready to assist his fellow mankind who are living around him.
Addressing the congregation, Oba Oluwagbemiga Olofin Adimula, who described Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat as long-time partners in progress with the single community, hailed the religious organization for consistently propagating peace and selfless service.
They gave my father a Quran sometime in 1984, and when my father was about to leave, he handed over the Quran to me. He gave me the Quran and one of his big Bible. Those are the 2 things he gave to me before he died: the English Quran that the Ahmadiyya gave to him, and the Holy Bible. And when I came on board, they too came to my palace, and I showed them the Quran. They were surprised. They now gave me the Yoruba version of the Quran, and I have made up my mind to be part of them. And once we build that mosque within the palace, we are going to invite them to come and lead prayers there for the Muslim in the Second Kingdom. That's our mission, and the Almighty God will answer our prayers.
As a show of appreciation, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of Nigeria presented religious souvenirs to the monarch. The visit of the Iralepo Council to the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Central Mosque is part of activities for the commemoration of Isikon Day 2024. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
for Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, has confirmed that the National Assembly would get an executive bill on the new minimum wage by Tuesday, following an agreement between the federal government on salary. 30,000 naira will replace the 30,000 naira wage that expired on April 18, 2024. Onanuga said the minimum wage will reach the National Assembly by Tuesday, as the president also assured the labor leaders during their meeting that led to the agreement in Abuja. The Police Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi has issued a warning to Nigerians against collecting, keeping, or buying stolen items. In a post on X, Adejobi referenced Section 427 of the Criminal Code Act, which states that anyone who receives stolen goods knowing they were obtained through felony or misdemeanor is guilty of a felony. Adejobi warned Nigerians that receiving stolen property is a criminal offense and can lead to prison time. He advised people to be cautious and not receive, keep, or buy items unless they are sure of their sources. The Apapa Command of Nigeria Customs Service in Lagos intercepted 7 containers of 12,000 pieces of cutlass and machete, 4,129 packages of frozen poultry products, 168 jumbo bales of used second-hand clothing, and expired pharmaceutical imported from China, India, and Turkey. The Custom Area Controller of Apapa Port, Babatunde Olumu, said it is pertinent to note that this type of importation is against Schedule 3 of the revised imports prohibition list of the Common Internal Tariff and violates Section 233 of the Nigerian Customs Act 2023. According to him, these seizures were made following a combination of intelligence and diligence enforcement in ensuring that no consignment exists at Apapa Port or any terminal under the command without undergoing proper examination. Olumu said they are going to hand over these seizures to appropriate agencies for further investigation and regulatory action. Kenya's embattled President William Ruto on Friday named a partial new cabinet as part of the process of forming a broad-based government after a month of widespread protests against his administration. In a televised address, Ruto unveiled the names of 11 proposed ministers after last week's sacking almost his entire cabinet as he seeks to contain the worst crisis of his nearly 2-year presidency. This came weeks after President Ruto sacked almost all the cabinet members over incessant protests and attacks against his government. Still on the foreign scene, thousands of Sudanese cross the border to Egypt every month to escape the fighting between the army and paramilitary rapid support forces. With strict visa rules and long waits for official crossing, many turn to smuggling. The journey is fraught with challenges including scarce resources and vehicle breakdowns. Despite the dangers, this route is often referred over official pass due to its perceived efficiency. The Sudanese conflict has triggered a severe displacement crisis, forcing countless individuals to seek safety through the perilous means. Kemisola Ojomo has more.
These steps are some of the last Afra will be taking with her mother on her country's soil from Dinda in southeast Sudan. She and her family had to flee when the paramilitary rapid support forces raided the city. Their escape from home marked the start of a long journey in search of safety in a neighboring country.
We managed to escape along with our elderly mother who's sick. She has asthma and high blood pressure. She had to walk with us for over 8 kilometres. We were without food for 2 days. We reached a village, then started moving from city to city until we got here to Abu Hamad to go to Egypt through the desert.
All those here are aiming to cross the international border between Sudan and Egypt illegally. That is because crossing the border officially needs visas. Egypt changed its visa requirements for Sudanese nationals shortly after the start of the conflict last year. The new rules meant long waiting lists. So many say smuggling became their only option. It is a journey that those most desperate in Sudan's conflict take. There are barely any stops on the way for food and water, and the journey can come with difficulties.
There are no mechanic workshops on the road, so unless a car happens to come along and take passengers, or you bring spare parts from Abu Hamad, you can get stuck for days on the road. Cars can break down, motors stop working, or the car may overheat or get caught up in the desert rain. But we all have to wait for a solution.
Despite it not being an easy way for hundreds every day, it is much easier than the official routes. More than 100 people have lost their lives trying to cross the border in the past year. That figure is likely much higher since many do not report their relatives crossing the border illegally. This tarmac road marks the entry into Egypt. Most register as refugees after reaching Cairo. At least 500,000 Sudanese refugees are in the Egyptian capital. The entire process is cheaper than waiting for official passes.
The amount of money I've paid to be smuggled into Egypt isn't enough to issue travel documents for my family in Sudan. The cost of issuing a passport is $256, and I have 9 family members.
Sudan's conflict has resulted in the largest displacement crisis in the world, and with the RSF entering new cities, more and more people are being forced out of their homes and having to look for safety elsewhere, no matter what it takes. Kemi Solojum, OSRC News.
Just 5 days after surviving an assassination attempt, Donald Trump addressed the Republican National Convention.
The amazing thing is that prior to the shot, if I had not moved my head at that very last instant, the assassin's bullet would have perfectly hit its mark, and I would not be here tonight. We would not be together. Behind me and to the right was a large screen that was displaying a chart of border crossings under my leadership. The numbers were absolutely amazing. In order to see the chart.
And with that, we conclude the news tonight, but before we go, another look at the major stories. More trade unions have pledged their support for Governor Aiyedatiwa ahead of November poll. We also told you that over 400 people with disabilities have benefited from Odatiwa Women Empowerment Initiative in Accra South local government area. And we also brought to you a report that Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Project is targeting 250,000 vehicles annually. And from the foreign scene, Kenyan President Ruto named 11 ministers in the process of forming new cabinet. That's the news tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Good evening.